Alright guys, welcome to Two Dads and a Comic. I'm Dan Riley.
I'm Ben Morris.
And we welcome you to our 4th episode. It's been kind of up and down on getting the recordings out, but we're working on it.
Yeah, kind of sporadic, but we've had goings on.
You know, families, babies, sicknesses, the plague.
Yes.
But today we're going to go over Public Enemies. We were supposed to go over Dark Side Wars, but we both had a chance to see Batman Superman.
Which was awesome.
Which was amazing. I saw it 3 times.
I've seen it once.
One time.
One time, so.
Be a better fan.
I fail, I guess.
So we decided to, instead of doing Dark Side Wars, switch it up and do Public Enemies. Because why not do a comic about them being best friends after watching a movie where they fight?
Mm-hmm. Adds a little something to their whole dynamic.
Yeah. So before that, any typical baby stories?
No, not really. But both the kids have been sick the past few days, hence the lateness of the program.
Of the episodes.
Program. How fucking old am I?
Turn your dial. Do you let your TV warm up for about 20 minutes?
You have to let it warm up. My car has a crank.
For Flintstone in that bitch.
It looks like something Goofy would drive.
I haven't had anything crazy, but just in the past couple days, she started really enjoying her bouncy seat, which is amazing.
Yeah, that thing's a lifesaver.
Can get to do stuff now while I watch her.
Mm-hmm. Put her in that hanging seat thing and just let her go.
We actually, and anybody out there, once you have a baby, you will find out that everybody will give you a ton of free shit.
Mm-hmm.
We have boxes, and there's probably half the stuff we can't even use.
Mm-hmm.
But this one girl I know, she gave us a whole bunch of baby stuff, and in it, and I didn't even know they made this anymore. It's one of those bouncy seats, but you can clip it to a doorway and put your baby in it and slingshot your baby.
It's not really what it's designed for, but I get what you're saying.
Is that not how it's supposed to be used?
No, not at all.
It's probably a good thing I haven't used it yet.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Try it. Someone needs to make that caution sticker. You may as well be the guinea pig for that, I guess. Poor Rory.
I'm surprised they still sell it for that reason. I mean, I guess
they don't put a high tension fucking spring on it.
Yeah, I put that in our going through puberty apparently. I put it.
I put it in my closet.
I put it in but I put it up in the doorway between our dining room and living room just to look at it. It's a fucking strong ass spring. I don't think grown-ups would pull on a slingshot, but if you had a couple kids, it looked like it'd be fun.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to, leave it unattended with a baby in it, but I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kid. I'm not going to tell you how to raise your baby.
All right, with that, we'll transfer into the news.
Injuring babies. On to the news.
After slingshotting babies across our dining rooms. So,
we have children.
We'll start out with my favorite, DC news. So, we already had the announcement that the director's cut of the movie is 3 hours long.
What movie?
Oh, my bad. Batman v Superman.
There you go.
Nobody else on the same page as me?
No.
Nobody else can see my screen? That's weird. Maybe everybody else should do their homework, too.
No, if only. Perfect world.
3 hours long for the director's cut, which is awesome. Which they've talked about, they could possibly do a week showing of the 3 hour in theaters.
Good Lord.
Which I, of course, will go see.
Sure, I'll go see that.
If that happens, we should go IMAX.
IMAX.
That's
a great idea. Yeah, we would.
We would go to the Carmichael.
Atlanta? Is that where it is?
No, I think Chattanooga. Chattanooga's close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's one me and my dad went to.
The one, is it next to the aquarium, that one?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Downtown?
No, not downtown.
Okay.
It's a couple miles past Hamilton Place and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know they built another one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice in there. Granted, I mean, it could be a shitty one, but it's the first one I went to, so it was nice for me.
So it blew your mind.
Oh my god, yeah. First IMAX I've ever seen. It's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
First my dad's too. But
that's cool.
But anyways, they've also announced that the original cut was 4 hours long.
God.
Apparently, the editor, David Brenner, said that there was actually a few characters that made it into the movie that they actually tracked their stories a little bit. But then ultimately had to cut it.
Like Cyborg and Flash.
That's what I'm thinking. One of Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman. By the way, real quickly before we go on, there's probably going to be spoilers in this for Batman v Superman.
Yeah, John.
Don't say his name. I wasn't going to give him that pleasure. I could always edit it out. I could just cut it out.
You can.
I thought about it. But anyways, we're going to talk about it for just 10 minutes after the news, and but spoilers on it anyways. So the possibility of following those three. There's also a lot of reports saying that I don't remember the actress' name, but there was an actress in it who wound up getting cut, and she either played the role of Barbara Gordon or Carrie Kelly. That will actually be in the 3-hour cut. So we'll see that in the director's cut, whether we have to wait till the Blu-ray release in June, or if they do it in theaters.
I can see them doing Barbara Gordon before Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little early to do Carrie Kelly. I mean, because you already... Thank you for moving the mic away.
Excuse me.
It's so loud. And real quickly, everybody, if this is a little loud, I apologize.
I don't.
Turn your volumes down, because our recording stuff is picking up super high noises right now. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm betting Barbara Gordon with that. Can't be too much, just a touch here and there, because it's only going to be another 30 minutes. I mean, yes, you can add a lot in 30 minutes, but really, how much can you add in 30 minutes? It's R-rated.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
in 30 minutes, you can introduce Barbara Gordon.
You could.
And who she is, and, what she will become, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. On from that, it is officially confirmed that Ben Affleck is going to direct the Batman solo movie.
Direct?
Direct.
Wow.
He's going to direct. I believe he's co-writing it. That was with Jeff Johns.
Awesome.
That they were working on,
awesome.
Of course, starring in. But so that should be absolutely amazing.
Solo Batman movie written by Jeff Johns.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And Ben Affleck
directing.
Who is a very big fan of the character. I don't think a lot of people realize.
Yeah.
But that's going to be fantastic. They actually announced that April 12th. It was actually the Warner Brothers CEO, Kevin Sahara. Some Japanese name, I'm assuming. They announced it at CinemaCon. CinemaCon happened, so there's a lot of news coming out of there right now.
Kevin Sushihara?
Sushihara, that sounds closer.
Go.
So we'll get that, and I don't know if you've seen the latest cut of... Well, no, actually, you did see the latest cut of Suicide Squad because it was Batman Superman.
Yeah, it was one of the trailers.
There was a lot of Batman in that trailer.
A whole lot of Batman in that trailer, which I have more faith for Suicide Squad now.
Yeah, there's actually, because Suicide Squad is confirmed to happen after Batman Superman. If you look at the Batmobile in Suicide Squad trailers, there's no guns on it. So
he took the guns off?
He took the guns off because Superman helped him get his humanity back. He threw out the line at the end, which I think was a line out of Death of Superman is, I failed him in life, I won't fail him in death. So theory is that affected him, and he's going back to no guns and no killing and stuff. Along with Suicide Squad, there was rumors that, I don't know if you heard that they're actually doing a ton of reshoots.
For Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it's
getting kind of late for that, isn't it?
$dollars of reshoots.
Why?
The initial rumor was to lighten it up, to put more humor in it.
Oh, come on.
That was the rumor. David Ayer, the director, came out and he said that is silly. And that what happened was Warner Bros. Watched it and they enjoyed it so much and said, what else do you want to do? And he said, when you have that happen, you take that opportunity and do what you want to do. So he said there's more stunts and action scenes put in rather than more jokes and humor.
That's good, because humor's not really DC's thing.
It's not, which I guess if you're going to have it somewhere, it's, Suicide Squad
and Suicide
to have
Squad.
it. It already looks a lot lighter than Batman Superman. Batman Superman's pretty dark.
It is pretty dark.
They announced none of the other movies are going to be as dark as that, which that's fine. I just don't want them to try to go to the polar opposite and do Marvel's stuff, because that's what Marvel's good at. I'm not saying DC wouldn't be good at it, but I would like options. And honestly, if DC this whole time went that route, then everybody would be like, oh, they're just doing it because Marvel does it.
Well, that's why Marvel does so well with their movies. You know, Marvel stories, even the comics, are more fun than DC. DC's stories are more compelling.
Yes.
That's the big difference. So let Marvel have the little humors and snarky jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
DC, do what you do.
Yeah,
you know?
They're doing it very well. Apparently, where some other people think that, but whatever.
Oh, see, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that pretty hard. So Will Smith came out and talked about
The Closet.
The Closet.
Really?
Listen.
About time.
Don't talk bad about Will Smith. That man has done nothing wrong in his life.
Oh, he hasn't?
No. Go ahead and bring it back to Earth. I didn't see it because that movie doesn't exist to me. I refuse to watch it because I love Will Smith movies. I refuse to watch After Earth, except for how horrible it is. But he came out, and of course, all the articles are going to say, Will Smith says that he wants Deadshot to play as Batman, which is going to make you click the little article because news stories. But it was more or less him joking that if they pursued that comic line, because there was a comic line where Deadshot took over as Batman when Batman was out, he said if they came to him and wanted to do it, he would be game. He didn't say, I want to play Batman.
Of course he'd be game.
Well, yeah, of course.
Who would say, no, I don't want to be Batman?
What if they did that, though? See, here's the thing, though. They can do that, but not do, like, okay, you're Batman. Because I don't know if you've read much of...
I am Batman.
Batman Incorporated.
Go on. No, I haven't.
There isn't actually... Essentially what they do is they take the philosophy of Batman and they make it a worldwide thing where there's, like, more Bat family. In this one, they have a character who goes by the name Batwing, and it's this black dude who...
I know of Batwing, yeah.
Yeah, he's a black dude who wears, like... They could do that.
Sure.
You know, they can have Will Smith's Deadshot go in his Batwing. That would be kind of cool, but you'll never see him be like, I'm Batman. He'll be like, what's wrong with your
What's
face?
the dealio?
What's the dealio, yo? Why you all black now?
Oh, man.
And you can't ask that. You can't just ask Batman why he's black now.
No, you can't do that.
Even though if he clearly goes from white to black, you can't question it.
I'm Batman. No, you're black.
You're black man.
So?
I'm black man.
You're not Batman, you're black man.
Oh. And on from the movies to the TV verse, they did the Supergirl Flash crossover, which was pretty good. I had my issues with it. I feel like they could have done a lot more with it.
I did not watch it.
They really could have taken the way they beat those two villains and put it in another episode and made more sense.
Who are the villains?
Silver Banshee and Livewire.
Ooh, I bet Silver Banshee was kind of cool.
It was. It was all really cool, but the thing was, like, Flash was there and they fought a little bit, but Flash didn't even, like, help Supergirl beat them. And real quickly, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched this episode, civilians beat them.
Civilians?
Civilians. Because what happened was, episodes prior, Supergirl got exposed to red kryptonite, became bad, scared the shit out of everybody.
They've already done red kryptonite on that show?
They've done red kryptonite.
Oh my god.
It was pretty well done.
That show's about to go away.
Oh no, it's going, like, it's getting better. It's still not like a hard. I don't think it's for the hardcore comic people, you know. But I enjoy watching it. Morgan likes it. It gives us something to kind of both watch together in both our realms. But anyway, so the civilians don't trust her. Even when she stops a bank robbery, like, everybody's terrified of her. The robbers, the hostages, everybody. Because they like, oh shit, she could kill everybody if she wants to, super easy. Well, in this episode, Flash winds up showing up by vibrating at the right frequency to get into her dimension. And they go on their little venture, and they're like super cute puppies together. Like, the way they hang out, like, that's everybody, like, they're just cute kids.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch.
Ew.
But, they actually even make a joke at CW's expense, because Cat Grant has Jimmy Olsen, Kara, Barry, and Kara's friend, the Toyman's son.
Hero? No, different Toyman.
God, I wish I could remember his name, but anyways, and they're all like young, good-looking people, and she's like, "Wow, there's 4 young, good-looking people just standing around doing nothing. What is this, a CW show?" So it was kind of nice. But anyways, burn CW. But
CW does not care.
No, they're doing fine. But essentially, in the main fight, Barry gets knocked to the side, Kara gets knocked down. The 2 heroes go to kill her, and all the civilians like gather around Supergirl and say, "Leave her alone." And then like a firefighter hits Livewire with water and electrocutes herself and Banshee. So like it wasn't even Supergirl and Flash who beat them. I feel like they could have taken that ending and put it in another episode, but in this one actually have Flash and her like team up and do something to beat them. But regardless, it was still a pretty good episode.
Firefighters are the real heroes.
Huh?
Firefighters are the real heroes.
Yeah, they are the heroes of outcasts.
My daddy was a firefighter.
My dad was a cop.
See?
Yeah.
Real heroes. High five.
But anyways, I didn't even get into the news.
What are we doing?
Article. I'm just talking. But after that, and all the like really good publicity it's gotten, the executive producer, has stated since Kara lives on one Earth, which I think technically in the Berlanti universe, Supergirl is Earth 4, from what they've reported. Since she's on that Earth, she can very well be on the other Earths. So they're saying we could find a Kara in the Flash Arrowverse. But he said, like,
which is what Earth? Is that Earth 3? Earth 2?
It's Earth 1 for them, because that's
Earth
where
1.
they started all their shows, and everybody else is Earth something else. But the thing they found out that just because, like, Barry's adoptive father's a cop in this Earth, he's not a cop in the other Earth. He does something different. The executive producer said Kara in any Earth will always be a Kryptonian refugee. So we could see sort of a Supergirl in the Flash Arrowverse.
Okay.
Which would be kind of cool. And then from the shows to the comics, they have officially announced, which we talked about this, Joker's identity will be revealed in Justice League number 50.
That's a bold move.
It is. I'm not upset about it.
A lot of controversy.
It is a lot of controversy, and it's kind of crazy because they've done a background on Joker before. I mean, Killing Joke. Oh, did I not put that in there? Real quickly, Killing Joke's going to be rated R officially.
Yes.
But
as well it should be.
Yes, it should.
Because it is horrifying.
But they've done his origin before. And I mean, I get it because I've always been the one to say, like, I like my Joker with some mystery. But it's not like after this happens, he's going to, like, not be Joker. He's always going to be Joker. You know, he was Jack Napier until Jack Nicholson said, "Hey, I own the rights to that name. If it gets used, I'll get a cut."
Okay, well, he's not Jack Napier anymore.
He's not Jack Napier anymore.
Yeah.
I'm really interested. It's going to tie into, actually, Darkseid Wars. Because Batman finds out his name.
Bat-God, when it becomes Metron.
Yeah.
Or Batron?
Batron?
I guess. I don't know. I like that. Batron.
So I guess it's all going to connect into there. What I'm okay with. I didn't know how I felt about it at first, but after I thought about it, I said,
I don't know. I think it's progression. You know, I think it's a good thing.
You got to change a character a little bit. You got to.
Well, think about what
can't
they
be the same thing forever.
After we learn his name, then they can go into why is he what he is? What was his childhood like? Why can't I fucking talk today?
No.
What was his childhood like?
You should probably get those 3 cocks out of your mouth so you can talk right.
I got balls in my mouth. What was his mother like? His father. You know, they can go all kinds of directions with that.
I'm going to read it. It's actually, I think that comes out tomorrow, which technically, when this comes out, will be yesterday. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Sure. And what's in a name, really?
Yeah.
He's Joker.
He's still going to be batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
None of that's going to change him.
What's left of him at this point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And into Marvel news.
Yeah.
We're going to start with some Spider-Man.
Yay!
They've officially titled the solo movie.
What is it?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming?
Homecoming. It came to Sony panel after there was a rumor that it was that or one of several other names, which I had written down because I took this news story down a while ago. But anyways, they registered domain names. One of them was Spider-Man Homecoming. The reasoning for it is it's supposed to reflect on the younger take of Spider-Man, being that he's still in high school and has like teenage problems as well as superhero problems. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what it's wanting to reference. Kind of a weird subtitle. Doesn't really I don't think has a great ring to it.
No.
I guess it kind of, they have it for what it stands for, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Now the thing is, Sony's producing it. Mm. So, I don't know.
So it'll be terrible. Doesn't matter.
I don't know how.
They could call it Spider-Man Big Bag of Shit. Well, doesn't matter.
I'm willing to bet that it's produced by Sony, but Marvel actually, or Disney, whoever, actually has to give the okay for it. I'm willing to bet, because Marvel's not going to let them do another shitty Spider-Man movie.
I don't know, man. You got
attached to their vendors. I don't think they'll do it.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see.
I mean, it'll be interesting if it's really shitty. Mm-hmm. It'll technically be the first Marvel Universe shitty movie.
Yeah, they can't do that.
No,
you can't.
I'm willing to bet Marvel has to greenlight everything that comes out of that movie, which that's how it should be.
Is that all we know? Is just the terrible title?
That's pretty much it, and just that it's high school Spider-Man. It's not going to be like all the other movies are like, I'm going to be in college now. Or
They really need to workshop that.
Yeah.
Homecoming? That's a terrible title for a Spider-Man movie.
Weird.
It sounds like the fucking Waltons or something.
The Waltons.
It's horseshit. It's what could potentially be the first good Spider-Man movie.
I wish I had it. I bet I had it typed up. And
something like Homecoming.
I think I had it written down.
Spider-Man anal seepage.
that
just as
better.
good.
You know what? Did we? No. I had a bunch of news stories that we didn't even go over. Okay, yeah, here it is. Sony registered 4 domain names suggesting the Spider-Man title. Spider-Man Homecoming, which it turned out to be. Spider-Man Coming of Age. Spider-Man Greatness Awaits. And Spider-Man Suspended.
God damn. Really? Jesus Christ. Those all suck.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. On to Spider-Man's better half, Deadpool. The DVD to hit home May 10th.
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
So just right around the corner.
Oh yeah, a couple months away. Ryan Reynolds announced on Twitter the other day of the release. And he also announced a non-existent special edition on VHS and Laserdisc released 19 years ago. And it's a picture of Deadpool holding a VHS and a Laserdisc, and it has the Deadpool stuff on it.
That's awesome.
Which, hopefully, we'll wind up doing a commentary track for that.
We will.
Which will be super fun.
Because it'll be great.
Yeah, it will.
We're going to win awards and shit.
Words. Movies. And also, which I thought this was official already, but turns out it wasn't, Deadpool 2 has officially been greenlit.
Well, of course it is.
Which nobody was worried that it wasn't.
No-brainer.
It'll bring back director Tim Miller, writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, and of course Ryan Reynolds with it.
Paul Wernick? Now, I heard that Jerry Dugan was going to have something to do with it.
That's all I've read on those guys.
Speculation, I guess.
Probably. It'd be interesting to see what happens if they do. Mm-hmm. But until they announce more, I mean, I think they reserved a date like in October of 2017, October 6th.
Wow.
I want to say.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because what it was is Gambit had that date right in there, and they pulled Gambit off it. and everybody's thinking Deadpool's going to get it.
Deadpool should get it.
It should, but I want the Gambit movie too.
No, you would.
Poor mouth. Channing Tatum's Gambit? Come on, bro.
The Raging Cajun.
The Raging Cajun.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Gambit movie. I don't know who I'm kidding. Gambit's not bad.
Damn right it's not bad. Lights up cars and flicks. The X-Men Wolverine Origins was horrible.
Oh,
it
was
was like levitating cars and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
They would do that.
This is dumb.
Like, you're putting way too much into this. But granted, look at their Deadpool, so that speaks volumes.
Did you ever see the secret ending to that movie?
No, I watched it once and wanted to burn my eyes out.
There's like a lost secret ending to it that you can find by doing some clever Googling on the internet. And it's
Secret ending to X-Men.
It's that Deadpool, just his head on the ground, and his eyes open, and his mouth is cut open, and he just goes, shh, and then black screen.
I think I have seen that.
Have you?
I think so.
It's still stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Everything I do is
But at least he has a fucking mouth.
Like, at that time, I really didn't know Deadpool, and I saw it and I was like, that's not Deadpool.
Mm-mm.
His mouth is shut. That's like the opposite of Deadpool.
Yeah, that's direct polar opposite of Deadpool.
Speaking of Wolverine, Wolverine 3 is officially announced by producer Simon Kinberg while he was speaking on another panel, or with Cinema Blend, actually. I wasn't on a panel. Wolverine 3 will be set in the future.
Old Man Logan? Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan.
They didn't officially say Old Man Logan, but what the hell else is he going to do in the future?
That'd be fucking great.
Hugh Jackman went online and, like, asked all his fans, like, what do you want out of my final Wolverine movie? And he even put out, like, it was overwhelmingly Old Man Logan. He said he would do everything in his power to have that happen.
Good.
This is his last movie. They're going to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
The more I hear about it, I know we talked about an R-rated Wolverine and how I was unsure about that. I still think you're going to lose some viewers, but then again, I still think you're going to have a lot of people watch it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they do Old Man Logan, rated R would be the way to go.
Yes, it would.
I know I spoke against it, but I will take that back.
I think it would be a fantastic movie.
Yes, it would.
R-rated or otherwise.
God, let's hope we get like a flashback at least with him in the yellow suit.
Yeah. That's the only thing that bothers me is they've never shown him in the,
in the actual Wolverine suit.
The old blue and yellow.
And I think Patrick Stewart is supposed to be in Wolverine 3.
Oh, really? Huh.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I haven't seen the news. But I think I read somewhere that he was going to be in it. All right, that's all the Marvel news, and then we'll just kind of get into some of the other random ones. So, announcement of... No.
April Fool's joke.
Huh?
April Fool's joke.
Are you sure?
Yes. I did my research.
Damn it.
Yeah, well, you told me there was going to be a live-action Pokemon movie, so I go to look it up. It's an April Fool's joke.
I mean, possibility of live action.
No.
Danny DeVito needs the work.
Yes, he does, and clearly Danny DeVito, he would be the man to play the role. But it was April Fool's joke. I'm sorry, buddy. I meant to tell you.
I was wondering, like, are we saving this? Are we gonna save this shtick till the end, or what?
No.
Well,
just not a thing.
Cool. Everybody crushed my dreams.
Sorry, buddy. You don't think I was destroyed?
I really want Danny DeVito.
You kidding me? Danny DeVito is the greatest actor of this or any generation.
He really is.
Pikachu is a defining role for him.
He could just bring so much to that character.
He could.
He's little, wide, yells things.
Wiry, scrappy.
Wiry. I mean, he's balding on top and has the hair to the side. They just have to kind of put some Pompeii in there and got Pikachu ears going.
He has a tail.
He got it. He probably. Just a tail by himself. On to something that's equally as horrible. James Cameron announces there'll be 4 Avatar sequels.
Fuck me. So there'll be, at some point, an Avatar 5.
Listen, probably not.
There should have been an Avatar 1.
So they announced at the 20th Central Fox panel, Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be standalone films, but connecting to a Avatar verse. Here's the thing that
makes me nauseous.
They're slated all at Christmas time, 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2023. When did Avatar come out? What year? Do you remember roughly?
No.
Probably like, what, 8 years ago?
Was it? Was it like 2008 or 9? Maybe?
Possibly.
2007?
So let's say even if it's, yeah, so like 8 or 9 years. So if it's taking this long to get Avatar 2, what makes them think that? They should probably get 2 out before they start talking about 3, 4, and 5. Mm-hmm. And saying, oh, they'll be 2 years apart.
At this point, did they bother to ask anyone if they cared?
I mean, I liked Avatar. I don't think it holds up.
It doesn't hold up.
I think the reason why it hit so hard is because it was the first one done with, like, legit, like, the new 3D.
Yeah, for the time.
Yeah, for the time. So everybody wanted to see it. And it's just... I mean, granted, nobody's beat... Did Star Wars officially beat it?
I don't know.
I don't think they did. I think Avatar's still at the top spot, which is very sad.
Well, it damn sure ain't for the story. Because Avatar's story is contrived and stupid.
A lot of tail
fucking.
I
hated that movie.
A lot of tail fucking going on.
Yes, there is.
So, apparently that's going to be a thing. I don't think you're just going to fucking...
We used to use it as a punishment.
Right,
me and my buddy Jeff. You fuck something up, you gotta watch Avatar.
You gotta watch Avatar.
And we would check one another's Netflix queue to make sure that you were actually watching it.
Hit on this real quickly. I didn't do a bunch of other... I was actually going to take it out of here completely, but I decided since we talked about it a little while ago. Alden Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich.
Yeah. He's the finalist for Young Han Solo.
Which one is he?
Hail Caesar. He's in Hail Caesar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
I mean, they didn't say he's officially cast. He just said they just said he's the finalist.
Finalist? What is it?
I remember they were like had a
like American Idol? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Han Solo Idol.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
America's next top solo.
America's next get stabbed in the chest by your
son with a lightsaber while Chewie screams.
Hey, spoiler alert for Star Wars, by the way. It's probably
who the fuck hasn't seen it by now that would be listening to this?
Possibly V.
What?
She has my DVD. She's had it for a week and a half. I don't know if
she's seen it by now. V, you better go watch it right now if you haven't. Stop what you're doing and go watch it.
I should probably let her know when I see her tomorrow.
And then come back and listen to the rest of this. Because we need the listeners.
We need it. I need it. So, yeah. Finalist for Young Han Solo. So I'm assuming he's going to get it. So Bill and Ted 3 has a script, a director, and studio. It's the same directors as the first two and will continue the continuity from the original two. They said the filming started as early as 2016, late 2016, early 2017.
Cool.
They also came out and said they don't have their hopes up. They'll be more excited once they actually get it going. They've been working on this for like almost 10 years now.
What?
Yeah, this has been going on for a while, apparently.
Who's in the damn thing?
Well, Keanu Reeves, and the other dude.
Alex Winters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, they're bringing them all back.
That's awesome.
And it's going to continue the story, which is amazing.
Who's going to play Rufus? Because George Carlin's, passed on.
Yeah. What, they may just take him out.
Nah, you got to have a Rufus. Who could be Rufus?
Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito as Rufus.
The greatest actor of our time.
The greatest actor of this or any generation.
And for the... Wow. A lot of things just came out.
Wow.
For the last little bit of super ridiculous news that I have, there's officially... Hold on. Oh my god. Having problems.
Now, on this, are you sure?
This is an official thing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Did you read it?
I read it.
Okay.
It was not on air at first either.
Because I know how you read things.
No, but I actually did research on this one.
Okay.
Just see me pulling names and...
Okay, go ahead.
They're at CinemaCon.
Oh, really? So they're actually talking about this shit.
Yeah, no, this is like legit shit.
I don't know how it's going to work, but all right.
There is going to be a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover.
Horseshit.
It's officially titled MIB 23.
God. What? MIB 23.
Well, because, 21 Jump Street, they did 22 Jump Street. Naturally, 23 Jump Street, but it's going to be MIB 23. They haven't put out a lot of info everybody's thinking that, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill will return as their roles in it. But Will Smith and Tommy Lee are reportedly not coming back.
Because, of course not.
Listen, I just watched Men in Black 3 yesterday. That movie's so goddamn funny. I love it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, Will Smith is now in the DC universe.
He is.
He's made a home. All right, he'll probably be there for a while. And Tommy Lee Jones, they might have gone to him and he was like, get the fuck out of my house.
Will Smith didn't even do the new Independence Day film.
No.
He would not come back for this. But, sort of speculation on how they're going to do it, if they're just going to do different agents, are they going to do a younger J&K? Because they did, I don't think they'll do, like, a younger version. I think they'll just go with the different agents, because, I don't know. I don't know if you can really, I'll see it. I'll watch it. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be dumb. I'm going to fucking see it, though.
Yeah.
Probably Redbox run it, but.
We'll watch it. Because, you see, it's just, when before kids and wife, that's what we would do. We would go see bad movies, ironically. I don't really have time for that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I think I might make an exception for something as stupid as Men in Black 23 Jump Street.
Oh my God. We will watch it in IMAX. We will go.
Like, that's going to be an IMAX.
I'm willing to bet you will be.
It's going to be shown on a bed sheet on the side of a bus.
Oh my God, it's going to be shown on a projector that's being sold for $1,500. Nobody should pay more than $2 for it. If you get what I'm saying.
Dig. Take that, Chris.
Yeah, suck it.
He's never going to listen to this.
No, fuck it. Even if he does, who cares? So that's it for news. That was a pretty short
news.
That's okay, though, because we got Batman v Superman to talk about. Now, once again, we are... Oh, wait, are we taking a break?
Okay. Don't we usually? Between news and
the feature? All right, guys. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back soon.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Howdy.
We are back from our break.
Yes, we are.
So now we're going to dive into a pretty amazing movie.
Yes.
Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because, like I said, we're going to do a commentary track on the unrated version, so the 3-hour version. Which, speaking of, we did just start up a YouTube channel. You can go search Two Dads and a Comic, and you can find all our episodes on there instead of just 2 at a time like SoundCloud. Whenever we do our commentary tracks, we will put it only on YouTube, not on SoundCloud, because they will be really long.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will do Deadpool. I don't know if we're going to do Star Wars.
Maybe
a little further down the line. We're definitely going to do Deadpool. We'll definitely do Batman, Superman. And then we'll just see what comes out from there. But, alright, and once again, probably some spoilers for Batman, Superman.
Lots of them.
So we're going to go ahead and dive into that. How'd you feel about it, Ben?
I loved it.
It was really good.
Of course, yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Here's the thing. I understand why there are people out there who don't like it. Because there are things in that movie that are torn directly from pages of comics.
A lot.
So if you're not an avid reader of Justice League, plain old Superman, Batman, you're going to walk away from that movie with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Because, there are direct imagery from, like, I don't know if they meant to do it, but Dark Side Wars with they're parademons in the little nightmare scene.
Who would have thought we'd ever seen parademons in a movie?
No shit.
I wish, like I said, love the movie. I'm at like a 9.5, 9.8 with it. Would I change some things? Yeah, probably.
Sure.
The ending with Doomsday and Death Superman, I probably would have saved that for a little bit later.
That's really showing your cards.
Yeah, they could have definitely spanned this over. Like, they could have very easily done a Man of Steel 2. Done Death Superman.
Sure.
I actually thought, like, I told everybody, like, no, Doomsday's, they're going to kill him in this. He's going to come back stronger later. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And they might do Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know. Oh, yeah, they're doing Death of Superman, but in movie 1.
Mm-hmm. Movie 1.
Right off the bat.
Like, and a lot of Dark Knight Returns in it. There's a lot of people complaining that there wasn't enough Batman in it, but there was a lot of Bruce Wayne.
There was. There was a lot of Bruce Wayne, not a whole lot of Batman, but, it's a lot of setup.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to go, I think the problem is some people aren't, and I can understand, like, how to put this. There's a lot of, like, instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
And they want this now.
Mm-hmm.
Where this movie, it's setting up a lot.
They're building a universe.
Yeah, and, with Flash, whether he was coming back in time from another universe, whatever, when he was in Bruce's face, we're going to see that happen in a movie and be like, oh, okay, that's what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I can understand a lot of people not wanting to wait a few years for answers to get, or questions get answered, but I'm okay with it. Because I would love to watch all these movies together later on.
Mm-hmm. They're going with the long game.
Yes, very long game.
With these movies. Can't wait for a Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, man. She was, like, as much as I love Batman, she was really high up there.
She was the belle of the ball.
Yes, when she came in and that music started, her theme music was awesome. Like, I try to sit there and, like, I've heard people talk about how if you listen, each one of them has kind of their own theme music. None of them stood out like Wonder Woman. So, like, when Wonder Woman's come in, like, it's a very clear change, and you're like, oh, shit, that's like a war song. And that's what Wonder Woman does. When she gets hit into the rock and she looks up and smiles, Wonder Woman. And people do not like Gal Gadot, I guess is how you pronounce her name, for this role. She is fucking perfect for this role.
She's great.
Oh my God.
I can't see anyone else as Wonder Woman after seeing her. And I like how they went with the new 52 Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
With the sword and the shield. That's really the way to play that character.
Yeah.
Well written. I thought it was well written.
I did too.
I had some issues with the fellow playing Lex Luthor.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very Joker-ish.
Yeah, you're Lex Luthor, not the Joker.
Yeah, he's very maniacal and very manic, is what I mean to say. Very, has tics and stuff.
The thing about Lex Luthor is he's calculating. He's not crazy.
Yeah, there was, I was listening to the Free For All guys talk about their review, and they were pretty high on it. I think Troy was on one who wasn't so much, but he's not a very big DC guy. I will say, like, it helps being a DC guy and being a fan of these watching this movie. They were talking about how they thought, like, in the beginning, that was him putting on a show, and then at one point he would turn and get very cold calculating, which would have been awesome if they did it. They didn't. I didn't mind him. I wish he would have been a little colder, yeah. I'm okay that he wasn't this big, muscular, brute guy. Just for me, because you have Batman, who's super huge. You have Superman, who's super huge. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have wanted another super huge guy to get in there. I like the fact that they're playing Lex as more of a, like, I'm going to beat you in, like, smarts and the strategic plan. He didn't beat him, but...
I can't be the strongest being on the planet, but I can definitely be the most influential. Yeah. Which is kind of the Lex and Public Enemies.
Public Enemies, yeah, because even Superman talks about how he uses his money to get away with whatever he wants, and even though Bruce has more money than him, he can never finagle the system the way Lex does.
There's a lot of parallels, actually, between Public Enemies and Batman v Superman.
I would love to get a Public Enemies live action.
Yeah, I would too.
Like, that was my thing, like, being the avid Batman fan that I am, and anybody who knows me knows it, everybody asks me, who do you think's going to win? Who do you think would win? Of course I'm going to say Batman. That's who I go with. I got to the point, I don't argue it anymore. I just say because he's Batman.
Well, that and because he usually wins.
See, a lot of people don't understand,
I mean, I love Superman, but Batman uses his toys and kicks the shit out of him.
Yes, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, Superman can do this, Superman can do that. Yeah, Superman in a world where he has no morals, can fly up into space and zap him from miles in the sky. Here's the thing, yeah, but if you go with the argument, you don't know the character. You don't. Because Superman would never do that.
No.
In Hush, there's a really good... Have you read Rush?
Oh, yeah.
Hush.
I love Rush.
I love Rush. Have you seen the movie Rush with Edward Norton? Anyways, that's off topic.
Is that about the heroin addicts?
No, I was thinking of... what's his face? He played Robin in The Dark Knight Rises. He was a bike messenger guy.
Oh.
In New York City. He didn't have any brakes.
No, I didn't see that.
It was an alright movie. Anyways.
Go on.
With Hush, they have that fight, which I like it because it tends to be a little more on the realistic side. The whole setup is Superman gets mind controlled by Poison Ivy because she laced her drugs with kryptonite. And she is having Superman fight Batman. And, Batman's more on the defensive. And he's punching Superman, and at one point his inner monologue talks about how I can't punch him again, it will shatter my hand. And the way that Batman, quote-unquote, wins is he has Catwoman throw Lois Lane off a building because he knows instinctively Superman will snap out of it and save her because he's the Boy Scout. And people just don't understand. Superman would never... punch Batman's head off. He would never kill. That's not his thing.
Not his thing.
And coming off Man of Steel, he had to kill Zod. Look how he reacted. He had to do it. And there was no some people argue there's ways he could have stopped him. But in his mind, in that world, he had to do that at that point. He didn't have time to, let's think about it.
Yeah, Superman's a greater good kind of superhero, which is why I like him so much. He has these immense powers. I mean, godlike powers.
Yes.
And he chooses not to enslave the planet. Yeah. Even though he could. Moment's notice.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't.
And Batman referenced that one.
Because his mama raised him right.
I don't know if he realizes he can do that. Let's hope he doesn't realize.
And that's pretty much the whole impetus for Superman, or Batman v Superman.
Yeah. A lot of people have come and like, I don't understand why Batman... doesn't like Superman so much. A lot of people aren't thinking into, okay? Batman doesn't like Superman because Batman and all these other people who don't like Superman in this world don't have the perspective to watch the movie Man of Steel to realize, oh, Superman's the good guy. All you see is two beings fighting through the skies, tearing up a city. And Batman lost probably a couple hundred people that he works for him in Wayne Towers. He lost a ton of people, and... in his mind, we're dealing with a much grittier Batman, much more seasoned Batman. He does kill in the movie. I don't think as blatantly as some people like to make it seem.
Well, if you notice, he kills in the nightmare scene.
He does shoot with guns, but...
Shoot with guns. He shoots bullets out of his gun.
But in that one, it's a dream.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, and that's what a lot of people are like, oh, he uses guns, and wish there's a gun on the Batmobile, but I have a feeling that a lot of people are talking about that scene. I'm like, well, that's just like saying whatever you did in your dream, you do in real life. That's not how that works. But we're,
well, he did blow up a car, didn't he, with the Batmobile?
There's people who died in there. Like, there's at one point he attached a grapple from the back of the Batmobile to a car. He threw Just Cause physics at it and slammed that car into another one full of people, and it blew up.
Yeah, well, there's that.
There was killing in it. There's another I don't agree with. People are like, well, when he fought before he got Martha, that guy went to throw a grenade and it got hit back and they blew up. I'm like, well, it's not like he pulled the pin and threw it down. They were going to throw a grenade at him and he hit back.
What'd you want him to do? Disarm the grenade?
Yeah. But also, there's a theory. If you look at pictures and... Actually, I think we just talked about this with the Suicide Squad not having any guns on the Batmobile. Yeah. There's a very good chance, just like how the destruction from Man of Steel carried over into Batman vs. Superman, that we're going to see Batman make a turn into later on movies and not be so violent and, go to a less of a killing.
Kinder, gentler Batman.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, there's that bird.
Ah.
In the window, let him in.
Yeah, damn bird. He's got a fucking bird living in his window. Scared the shit out of me.
But, I mean, I enjoyed Doomsday in it. I don't think he was forced.
No, Doomsday was really kind of organic in it. I mean, they had to go somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things people are like, oh, I don't understand this, and I didn't. My fiance, who does not read comics, does not do any of the superhero stuff, makes fun of us for it. She understood it. Mm-hmm. She understood that Batman saw Superman as a threat that can take over the world, so he has to stop him. He saw this destruction he's done already. Mm-hmm. So he has to do what he has to do to try and stop it. Mm-hmm. You know?
Superman thinks Batman is a murdering vigilante.
Yeah.
And goes to him and says, hey, stop it, or I'm going to 86 your ass.
Yeah. And then his whole reason for fighting was he was forced upon it by Lex. Mm-hmm. I did really like that, how Lex was very good with that part. On the helicopter attack.
Lex orchestrates pretty much the whole thing.
And then other people complained about the reason they stopped fighting was, Martha, why did you know that name? Mm-hmm. I think people don't understand. I mean, by my rants, I don't think people understand a lot of things.
No, well, they don't.
The only thing that
we're the smartest people here.
Batman out of something like that is something with his parents. Mm-hmm. When Superman's sitting there about to die, saying, "Martha, save my mother," that snaps in Batman and be like, "Oh, maybe we're a lot more alike than I thought." Mm-hmm. You know,
maybe there's a little more to this than on the surface.
Granted, maybe it's a little bit of a stretch. I'll give it a little bit, but still, I don't think it's such a
both of their mothers are named Martha. That can happen.
Yeah,
that's a real thing that can happen.
And I understand. There's a couple of things unexplained, like how did Lex know about Batman being Bruce? But listen, there's no such thing as a perfect movie.
He's Lex Luthor. He can find out shit.
Yeah. Like, I guarantee you go to any movie, you can pull things out. Almost every Marvel movie that has Tony Stark in it, Tony Stark has caused the problem for the movie.
Pretty much,
If you watch it. In Iron Man 1, he made that big suit. His buddy got the big suit, and he's the villain. In Iron Man 2, his dad worked with Whiplash's dad. And Whiplash is mad because Tony Stark's dad screwed his dad, so he used the technology against him. Iron Man 3... Well, I mean, I don't think anybody really cares about Iron Man 3.
Not really.
Not
the strongest entry.
In Ultron.
He built fucking Ultron with Bruce Banner.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. I love the movies. But point is, you can pull any issue out of the movies. Mm-hmm. But,
you can pull threads out of any movie if you're willing to look.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I've been trying to live on the whole... I don't care what people rate the movie. I enjoy it. I only care if a few people that I know really enjoy it, and everybody that I've cared about likes it. Mm-hmm. So that's where I sit with it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we'll get more into the commentary track, and I guess we'll switch gears and go into Public Enemies.
Public Enemies.
Now, this was the movie I wanted because they're best friends, and I'm gonna try to do a quick rundown. Let's see.
I like this note. Captain Cold was such a lame-looking character. There's a dude in a coat with a super soaker.
He really is. I don't know if I'm going to try to get a super detailed overview like I was going to try to. Okay. Essentially, in Batman Superman Public Enemies, it starts out with Superman flying around, and he sees someone's breaking the Star Labs. He goes to get him. It's Metallo. Beats the hell out of him. From there, he follows Metallo into Gotham City, where they find Batman in a graveyard.
Did he punch him to Gotham?
They never, they kind of fight and get away from each other. Because Metallo, for whatever reasons, he always waits to the very end to pop his shirt off and show his kryptonite heart.
Yeah, wouldn't that be your go-to?
You'd think, like, oh, Superman's here, let me take my shirt off real quick.
Your heart is made of the stuff that can kill Superman?
You would think.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going to try to punch him first.
But they wind up going to, or Superman goes to Gotham to find Batman, who is in a graveyard, and turns out he is also dealing with a case involving Metallo. Mm-hmm. And Metallo's trying to find his body, and they actually never get really heavy into why. Mm-hmm. We find out later on this is actually just a ploy to distract Batman. And then we find out that a meteorite is coming towards the Earth, and it is a kryptonite meteor. It is a giant part of Krypton hurtling towards us. Mm-hmm. At this point, we find out that President Luthor is a thing. Lex Luthor is over the United States.
Influence.
He actually comes across in the comic as good. Like, his group of, I don't know, not his cabinet, but...
Do you need those notes?
Here in a second. Mm-hmm. But essentially, Luthor comes out to the public and says there is a giant piece of Krypton hurtling towards Earth, and it is because of Superman.
It's all Superman's fault.
And he is trying to pin it on Superman after he tried to destroy the meteor, which was unsuccessful. And from here on out, we get many villains try to kidnap Superman to get the $1 billion reward on his head.
I think we kind of glazed over something there. He used a boom tube.
Yes, he
to try to destroy.
A boom tube to send missiles to hit the kryptonite meteor.
And we all know who has boom tubes.
Darkseid.
But go on.
Darkseid. So all these villains come out and try to stop Superman. And God, it's such a...
Oh, and speaking of Darkseid, I love the way that they portrayed the mother box in Batman v Superman.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Pretty sweet. All animated and wavy and stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering
pretty cool.
Because, like, in some, they're just really small boxes. And in Darkseid Wars, it's a knife for one dude. I love that. But then you wind up, Batman, Superman, they fight off just a lot of B villains, which I love the fact that they brought in a lot of unknowns. Maybe not unknowns, but just B villains. Like, you had Cheetah, and you had, what's that giant girl?
Barda.
You had Bard in there. You had a bunch of them. You had King Shark in there.
Silver Banshee,
lame-ass Captain Cold.
he's just wearing a fucking hoodie. No. How are you a villain?
Like, it was fantastic. Well, they start fighting, and all of a sudden, they kind of get saved by Luthor's squad, who consists of John Stewart Green Lantern, Black Lightning, Katana, Starfire, Major Force, and Power Girl.
And Captain Atom.
He's kind of the leader in this group. They actually come not to necessarily save Batman, Superman, but to take Superman in because they work for Luthor. And everybody's under this impression that Superman is causing this meteor. They kind of get into a fight, and, of course, Superman, Batman win.
Well, not really win, but definitely get away.
Yeah, they get away, and then we find out that Power Girl and Katana were not necessarily working against Luthor, but they were kind of in cahoots with Batman, Superman.
Double agents.
They were double agents, and they were there to help him out.
Power Girl's bottom.
You see a lot of Power Girl parts. And they go to Tokyo to try to figure out how to save the world from this meteor. And once they get there, they're talking, and the rest of Luthor's squad gets there. And they tell Katana and Power Girl, step down, we're going to take Superman in, deal with you later. So once they get in this big fight, Katana, who is very much a protector of Japan, says, you're on my turf now, and cuts off, what's-his-face's arms.
Major Force.
Yes, Major Force. And
fucks him up.
Yeah. So all his energies.
Kind of a bad idea to cut the arms off of a dude made of radiation.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird choice. So they use a lot of Green Lantern makes a construction around them. and then Adam goes in to absorb the shock, and he kind of blows up, does his thing, and then Adam's gone. Don't know what happened to him. The other people in the team are not, I don't think they're killed, but they're knocked down, so it's only Power Girl, Katana, Batman, Superman. And then from there, we are in the desert, and we're trying to find the Toy Man.
In the deserts of Japan?
In the deserts of Japan, because that's a thing. And out of nowhere, two more heroes come to stop Batman, Superman, and it is Hawkman and Shazam.
Shazam!
And they have a really awesome fight in it. And, of course, it's Hawkman and Batman fighting Shazam and Superman.
Shazam and Superman have some pretty awesome fights.
Yeah, that's another thing I really like about this comic is that, I mean, there is kryptonite in it, but they go into magic, which they don't ever really touch as a Superman weakness a lot. They really never deal with it, and it always baffles me.
It's a lesser-known weakness of Superman.
Yeah, because they always go with kryptonite, which I understand that's the main thing, but... And I'm hoping with the new universe, they kind of... Because there's going to be a Shazam movie. There's going to be Black Adam in it, which is played by The Rock.
Awesome.
And,
that'd be perfect.
he actually just came out and said he wants Superman and him to fight in a movie.
Oh, wow.
I feel like they need to explore more... Not more, but different weaknesses, because Superman has a couple different ones. It would be nice to see something different besides the Green Rocks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they fight, and it's kind of even, and then Batman and Superman decide to, how do they pronounce, castling?
Castling, like in chess.
So essentially they switch opponents, and kind of fight a little bit more, and then one thing real quick I love that Shazam does is once Superman throws him, when he's in the ground, he's Billy Batson again. So Superman's like, or not Superman, but Batman now is like, Billy, are you okay? Well, it was just a plan to say Shazam and hit Bruce Wayne.
And Zot, the Batman.
And it ends with they kind of beat Superman and Batman. And then from there, there was a big announcement, Superman and Batman were caught. So we find ourselves at the White House. And in the hallway there was a security breach. And who is it but Crypto. Superdog.
I love Crypto.
Makes a real quick appearance.
He just does that. He just shows up and shit.
Lasers some dudes.
For no real reason. And then that's it. He's gone.
That's it. You don't ever see him anywhere else.
4 panels, and then that's it.
Is it even 4?
Let's see.
2, really?
1, 2, 3. So 3 panels.
Yeah. And then you see Team S.
But seriously, that's it. Why did they even have that?
Yeah, because he's nowhere else. As you have Team S breaking in the front door as loud as shit. You have Team B, aka Team Batman, who consists of Nightwing, Robin, Tim Drake Robin, of course, Huntress, and Batgirl, which I assume Batgirl is mute. I don't know this Batgirl very well.
That Batgirl has her mask covers both her eyes and her mouth. I don't know why. I haven't read much of that Batgirl.
Yeah, I know nothing about her. There's a few Bat family I'm not sure about. Well, they get into the president's, the Oval Office, and they find Luthor, and we find out that was just a ploy. Batman, Superman not there. They were just doing it to try to get Batman, Superman to show up. They trap Supergirl and Superboy, and this other chick I don't know who's in Team S. They call her Hammer?
Steel,
yes. Tries to beat the hell out of this thing with a hammer, and it does nothing. And I do like how Superboy says, "Why can't I be in here with Power Girl?" Supergirl gets on his shit about it. It's pretty great. And then Lex Luthor actually winds up beating the crap out of Team Batman because there was some, nerve toxin in the air.
In the Oval Office.
Yeah, in the Oval Office.
He had it rigged up.
And from there, I didn't even talk about
because he's Lex Luthor and he's a goddamn cheater.
He's a goddamn cheater.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah, earlier on, after the Metallo fight in the graveyard, they show up at the Batcave, and Kingdom Come Superman shows up and fights regular Superman. And he's telling him that you need to pretty much change your course of action. What you're doing is going to kill everybody. Trying to warn him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of goes away. We find out Captain Atom gets tossed to the future with Kingdom Come Superman.
He does a quantum leap, if you will.
If you will.
Into Kingdom Come.
And Superman pretty much explains to him, hey, everybody's going to die if these actions don't change.
And why does every drawing of Kingdom Come Superman look like he's trying to hold in a fart?
I don't know, but it does. Even he's fighting.
He is a sullen old man.
It's a badass fight, though.
It is. He tries to crush him with the 60s Batmobile.
Oh, yeah. This fucking
Tries to crush Batman with his own shit.
It's fantastic. And then after they have their talk, we find ourselves back at the White House, and we see Hawkman's shield fly and take out some guards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little confusing at this point, because you're like, well, he works for them, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we finally get up to Lex Luthor with Shazam, we find out the real castling plan was not to switch partners, but to take over the identities of Hawkman and Shazam to get to the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
In which Superman comes very close to killing Lex.
Very close.
To the edge. And Batman says, I will not stop you. I will let you do this. He even talks about how he was, a year prior, he was this close with Joker. Mm-hmm. And Gordon talked him down. He goes, I'm not Gordon.
Yeah, I'm not Gordon. You're my buddy, and I love you. If you want to kill him, we can make it look like an accident. He even says that.
Yeah, we can make it look where he could just vanish.
Yeah, he could just vanish. I'm Batman, you're Superman. We can make this fucker disappear.
Yeah. Luckily for Lex, they get a little alert that what they're needing in Japan is ready.
Mm-hmm.
So Lex Luthor makes it out, which they probably should have broke some bones at least.
I would have.
Disabled him. Something.
Yeah, don't just let him go.
Yeah,
you did throw him against a wall.
Yeah, just throw him into a bookcase.
All right, but
you're I gotta do him.
You're Superman. Rip his fucking legs off.
Yeah, something.
Something.
But they just let him go, and of course that gives Lex time to shoot up with kryptonite venom and get into his big green and purple suit.
Kryptonite creatine.
Kryptonite creatine. And the art in this book is very kind of old school. I don't know if I'd say old school. It's more cartoony.
Well, it's Ed McGuinness's art.
Which I love it, though.
I love his art.
God, I love it.
The one thing about Ed McGuinness's art, which I find baffling, is smooth lines, bold movement, but then the way he draws hands.
Is his hands bad?
They're not bad. It's just the way he draws hands. They look like chainsaw sculptures. Like, look at this. Smooth, bold lines. Look at those hands. Superman's hands look like look like broken ashtrays. And then he does that with all hands.
Yeah,
I don't understand what his fixation is with that.
Yeah.
But even like Metallo's hands, fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? I don't know if he's trying to show power and hands, but Ed McGuinness has always done that.
That's pretty mean. I never even noticed that, but yeah, you are completely right on that.
I notice weird shit like that.
That's why I got you here.
I know. That's what I do.
What I do on a day-to-day basis.
I'm the hand guy.
So, okay, on from there. They threw Lex into the wall, and they go back to Japan, where they find Toyman, which, mind you, Toyman is a 13-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. So, of course, he builds the rocket to destroy the meteor and makes it where if you took a robotic Batman and a robotic Superman and put them together.
That's right. You got a composite Superman Batman robot.
And it looks pretty awesome.
Which is fucking sweet.
It's really fucking awesome.
That's what I would build if I was a 13-year-old Japanese boy.
Right? With a short period of time to do it, because he talks about that.
He's brilliant.
And then as they're getting there, Superman obviously has to be the one to pilot this thing, because Superman or Batman wouldn't make the run. which realistically Superman probably wouldn't either. Kryptonite, rock, really big. He'd probably die.
Sure.
That's when we get Captain Atom, quantum leaps back to this time.
Conveniently.
And what does he have on his fist? Batman's kryptonite ring.
Where'd you get that?
Immediately disables Superman. But he talks to Batman and tells him, listen, I had to do it. I have to pilot this thing. Superman won't let me do it if I do it. That way I can absorb all the kryptonite energy. And they talk about, yes, it will probably kill me, but I have to do it.
I see what you were saying about Lex Luthor. He's a bastard.
Yeah, which it's still so surprising everybody started trusting him so easily.
Yeah, I gotta right some wrongs.
Which, once he takes off, Captain Atom, Lex Luthor shows back up in his suit.
Yeah, his power suit.
And of course, you know, Superman's already kind of drained a little bit because of the kryptonite ring. They get into a pretty good fight, and we kind of go back and forth between their fight and Captain Atom. Flying towards the meteor, talking about how all he ever wanted to do was good, and he wanted to be as respected as Superman, and you know, he was dishonorably discharged from the army for some bogus stuff, and you know, took the program on to become Captain Atom. And this is kind of where we're at with it, and he wanted to do one last thing to really prove that he's worthy. And
he feels that this is his penance.
Yeah, and very good hero. You know, he's willing to take this on. You know, kudos to him. And throughout this fight, Superman becomes a very mad Superman.
I love mad Superman.
Yeah, it's amazing. He even talks about now he can actually fight him. He can fight Lex Luthor and actually punch him. It's fucking awesome.
Put the fucking suit on.
And so he destroys the suit and throws him through a couple walls, a couple buildings. Old Man of Steel. And then he winds up in an abandoned building with one of his abandoned buildings, because Batman lays it down to him saying, hey, Bruce Wayne owns all your shit now, and you got nothing. You're broke.
Mr. President.
Mr. President. And then they fight a little bit, and Lex winds up with a blade in Batman's stomach, and then makes the one mistake you never do with Batman, is mention the Waynes. I don't care if you have him completely beat. Don't mention his parents, because you'll get the shit kicked out of you, which is what happens.
Now, I don't think Lex actually knew that was Batman's parents.
No, he talks about it in here, and he says, I don't believe that he knows that those are my parents, but he knows that that's the one case I can't solve, and I will not stop until I solve it. So Lex still understands that's a sore spot for Batman. He doesn't know that's his parents, doesn't know how sore of a spot it is, but he knows it's there.
He tries to bait him into staying into Gotham to take care of that.
And lands with Lex falling out a window and a boom tube opening.
Boom!
And building falls down, all that good fun stuff, and they kind of did the typical thing of what's the word I'm thinking of? They broadcasted Lex talking about his crazy plan to everybody, so everybody knows that he's bad now. And they try to find him in the rubble. They don't know what happened to Lex, where he's at, and we kind of end with him looking crazy as shit. We don't know where he is. He boom tubed somewhere. He's obviously not in the building, but it looks like he's in a busted up building. And the last thing he says is a crisis. And how many crises has there been in?
That was the prelude to another Infinite Crisis.
Yeah. Is that the one?
Yeah. So he was in cahoots with Darkseid, of all fucking beings.
Yeah.
When are they going to learn? You can't be friends with Darkseid. No. Darkseid does not want to be your friend.
I mean, at this point, Lex is so freaking crazy anyways.
Well, he was juicing himself with fucking kryptonite.
Venom kryptonite.
Venom kryptonite.
That. Now, a couple things like I love in the book, in the very opening, they do the dream sequence for both of them. It really shows how similar they both are, but how completely opposite they are. They're, what's the saying, the same side or different side of the same coin.
Yeah, they have a dichotomy. Yeah. That's why they work together so well, and that's why they have such incredible fights.
Yeah, it's this book right here is why I hate that now they have them pitted against each other. Maybe I'm hoping we see this relationship later. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't, like, they always forget that, like, Batman and Superman were actually, like, best friends. Mm-hmm. And throughout that whole book, they're constantly talking about each other, but they're, like, kind of the same frame of mind. Like,
they call one another Clark and Bruce.
Yeah, when they fought Metallo, like, Superman's like, Batman shouldn't be fighting Metallo, or Bruce shouldn't be fighting Metallo, because Metallo is superhuman and strong and all this, and Bruce is just a man. Well, Bruce is like, well, Superman shouldn't be fighting Metallo. He's made of kryptonite. He's not for this. This is a fight I should be taking on. Mm-hmm. And it's constantly with that, and I love it. Mm-hmm. I really feel like the opening lines with Superman would have worked a lot better as internal monologue. I don't know if you noticed, but like whenever he's flying through the city and he first gets up with Metallo, he's sitting there talking to himself. Like, he gets punched, he says, I actually felt that. Mm-hmm. And then, there's not a lot of folks who can knock me through a loop, but near the top of the list would have to be Metallo. I feel like all that could have been internal monologue, and then Metallo out loud. It would have worked a little better, because who is he talking to?
Yeah, well, you're saying you don't talk to yourself?
I mean, in my head I do. My lad would be like, man, that cereal is really good. It must have been Lucky Charms.
He's battling a kryptonite-powered superhuman. He can talk to himself a little bit. He's trying to put shit together, you know what I'm saying? I talk to myself.
Well, I mean, that's very obvious.
But I do. I talk to myself.
I've actually listened to you.
Because I'm cuckoo.
I remember calling you out and like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
What are you doing?
Oh, God. And one thing I did like, which I always I really like Superman. Mm-hmm. Love that, and I really like Superman. Mm-hmm. Anytime people get me into a argument about Superman, I start hating Superman. So, like with my dad, I'm like, well, Superman is just a big dumb brute who doesn't use any kind of thinking. When realistically, that's not very true.
No. He's very intelligent.
Yeah, he's an investigative reporter, and they actually use that in this book, which is nice to see. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that a little bit more, but I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, Batman, yes, is smarter, better detective skills, but that doesn't mean that Superman doesn't have some. Mm-hmm. You know, he can think a little. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Superman's not a goon. He's a very intelligent being.
Yeah, very intelligent.
He just happens to be the strongest fucking thing in the universe.
Yeah. In any universe, Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah, fuck your Goku.
Fuck your Goku. Can they go on the sun without being burnt? Nope. I just saw that post somewhere. It says, I won't believe that Goku can beat Superman until Super Saiyans can stand on their surface of the sun without burning alive. Mm-hmm. And I asked someone who was a Dragon, I was like, can they stand on the surface of the sun? They're like, no, they can't do that. They'll burn up. And I'm like, oh, Superman can.
So all Superman has to do is throw Goku into the sun.
Oh, is that okay?
That's it. All right. Well, that discussion's over.
One of my favorite parts in that grave scene is when they're in the fucking grave itself, and Superman or Batman puts C4 on Superman's back, and he's like, "You're my shield."
Yeah, and Metallo dumps a load of dirt on him to kind of try to bury him. He's like, "Well, this is happening. Please don't be dead."
And if you notice, like that whole time, like Batman's monologue, he's sitting there talking about like how to get out and all this, and Superman's thinking about like when he fell in the well when he was 10.
I fell in a well.
And we get badass Alfred in this.
Yeah, Alfred.
Guarding the cave with a fucking
with a shotgun. Hey, Alfred's pretty badass.
He really is.
I mean,
he was fantastic in the new movie, too.
Yeah, he was.
See how hairy they made Superman in this book?
Oh, yeah. He's an animal.
He's a fucking ape. So goddamn hairy.
That's a note you have.
Yeah.
Superman is hairy as shit.
Yep. Yes. Listen, I gotta remember this shit.
Your process is amazing.
I mean, come on now. Oh, here's a question. Now that I look back, I don't think it did. Whenever Superman shot that piece of kryptonite at Kingdom Come Superman, do you think it hit him?
No.
You don't think it did?
No, well, it shows it going through him and dink off the wall behind him. I think he was more he wasn't a physical Kingdom Come Superman. He was some kind of ethereal Kingdom Come Superman who could somehow manipulate objects and this. I don't know. They don't really explain that much because he does keep talking about how he's only got so much time.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So he's got to do what he's got to do before Marty McFly's
Marty McFly's
out of here. Yeah.
So why won't people learn not to touch Batman's cowl?
Yeah, just don't do that.
I realize this is a bad idea. They're either gonna electrocute you, shoot smoke at you.
Mm-hmm. What makes these girls think they can just do that?
I don't know.
You don't think he put some kind of booby trap on his fucking mask?
Something.
Yeah.
One thing I actually noticed a little bit more after we watched the animated movie of it, which kind of veers away from it a little bit, but still kind of close to it.
Mm-hmm.
They Green Lantern has 2 lines in the book.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use him at all, which I'm very surprised. It's Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm very surprised that he would be on the Lex Luthor team. Mm-hmm. That would never happen.
No.
Ever. He's a policeman of the universes.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have time to just...
He is above, the laws.
I thought it was super weird. Not only that he was there, but they did never use him.
Yeah.
He had 1, maybe 2 lines, if I'm not correct, or if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even remember if he said anything at all.
He did. Because I remember looking at it. He had 1 or at max 2 lines.
All I can figure is he must have been talked into it by one of the other ones. Maybe Captain Atom talked him into him.
Yeah. Had to have.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how they got away with calling Shazam Marvel. Because this was only back in, the 2000s.
And Captain Marvel? Oh, on the animated series? Or not the series, the animated movie?
Well, yeah, in the book, too.
In the book, too?
Which I understand, in the animated movie, they would because they're working off this.
Oh, that lawsuit was fairly recent.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was going to look into it, but I didn't know how soon it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you won't see it again. He is Shazam now.
Speaking of Shazam, I want to know, how Billy Batson, why he has that scar across his face.
I don't know. Is that from something that happened in the book, or due to the fight?
Doesn't say anything in the book about it.
Huh.
You see it, and Shazam doesn't have it on his face.
If he had de-Shazammed, wouldn't Batman have seen that? I don't. That fight was a little, not really confusing because I know I understand what's going on, but there's a lot of things that didn't make a lot of sense. So I don't know. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, yeah. One other thing.
Of course, he did get thrown by Superman and then kicked by Batman into a sand dune. So
that's true.
That's probably going to leave a mark.
Speaking of before with Lex working with Darkseid, Kingdom Come Superman has to work with Darkseid. He had to have. He used boom tubes.
He did use a boom tube.
I think he talks about it when he's talking to Adam. He worked with Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that story.
I'd like to see that story.
I wonder if they play it out in any of the other... I'm sure they don't. Because they changed time.
Mm-hmm.
Did Batman rip off Hawkman's wings?
Nah, he probably's got some kind of get-up that he can wear.
That's the one thing I don't know. I don't know much about Hawkman. Little I know is mainly a little bit from the animated, the Justice League cartoon, and a little bit from Legends of Tomorrow. I know Legends of Tomorrow, with them it's a little weird because their wings only come out every now and then, but they're attached to them. They're not I'm going to put on this little harness with wings on it.
That's probably what Batman did, just put on a harness.
I like to think he ripped it off his back.
Okay, well, he ripped him off his back then. Fuck him. He killed Hawkman so that he could trick Lex Luthor for a minute.
Let's get a little brutality in here. Oh my God, I loved whenever Superman gets into the office and confronts Lex. He says Luthor, and you look at the bubble, and it's like ice.
Oh yeah, icicles.
It's very cold Luthor. I love
very deep.
It's one of those
hollowed.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Superman.
I'm gonna kill you.
And my last thing is, where do you think Luthor went?
Apocalypse.
Do you think he was in Apocalypse?
Sure.
It makes sense.
Well,
But I feel like whenever we were looking out, we would see fire shooting out.
Well, we were in the building. The building that got boom tubed out. He was in.
Yeah.
We see that, but I have a feeling he went to Apocalypse.
So, I mean, if you look at the end here... Ooh, I'm about to sneeze. What were you doing?
What? I was going to try to get your boom mic away from your face.
I had it muted.
Oh.
Ugh, allergies.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it, which I mean, I think that makes more sense. I didn't have an answer really.
See, it's in the building. He's just not out of the building yet.
Is that how? Is it? I don't know if we're thinking the same thing. You're thinking like that building. Oh, never mind. I know what you're thinking. That like that level of building got boom tubed.
The whole thing got boom tubed.
I thought you were saying like he got boom tubed into a building.
Boom tubed.
Well, that's all I got on it.
Boom tubed.
Boom tube.
No, it's. I mean, Superman, Batman. That series. I was a big fan of it. I've got several issues of it, starting from the very beginning.
Yeah.
The Public Enemies is one of my favorite stories. The art's fantastic. The writing's great. There are several volumes of it that you can get and trade for them.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, you should. Especially if you're a Batman or Superman or both fan.
Yeah, it's like I said, I love the friends aspect of it. They don't ever show it anymore. I mean, in the comics, they're not really against each other, but it's sort of like Batman's the lone wolf, kind of attached a little bit. And he's still always kind of been that way, but he's always been like really good friends with Bruce.
It portrays them as equals and, playing off one another's strengths and having one another's back.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of after school special.
Yeah, we're buddies.
But I like it.
We're different.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Well, I think that's all we got for today.
I think that's it.
I believe our next episode will be on, were we doing Deadpool?
Yes.
Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yep. Our next episode will be in August, so...
Keep an ear out.
Keep your ear out. Keep it tuned.
Yeah, we're gonna try to, get back on track with it.
We're going to try to do this a little more regularly.
Things are calming down. We want to keep it to our bi-monthly thing, not bi-monthly. Well, that's how it's been bi-monthly. Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, like I said, we'll go over, we'll do some more Marvel on to get more in there, but I believe that's all we got for today.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 2dadsandcomic. That's the number 2 Dads at a Comic. Also follow us on SoundCloud. Also on YouTube. If you just search 2 Dads and a Comic, you can find our page, and we'll have all the episodes up there. And then when we do the commentary tracks, they'll be up there also. But if you follow our Twitter account, you'll get all that information.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. I appreciate you for listening, and that's going to be it for us.
All right. Let's bag it.
Bag it and tag it.